I said, oh, there's 3 compounds this race. That's the soft, the medium, and the hard. Very useful information. We don't get we get a short formation lap. Everybody gets this, I think.
Yeah, this is the cinematic setting in the game where it's not the immersive one where you actually drive the formation lap. I don't know.
Tires are warm?
I don't know actually. I haven't tried this before. I guess they would have some sort of temperature, but they would be pretty equal for everybody then.
Yeah.
But we have a nice grid line up here from the formation lap, and we get straight to the point.
I don't
As
get
soon
to
as the
choose
rest
where
of
I
the grid
watch, though.
forms.
I don't like it. Can't pre-do all the screens.
That is true. See where we get ourselves going. If we get ourselves going. The car is still forming up.
Let's hope so. Or some AI car parked upside down somewhere, with everybody just waiting behind it. 2 cars trying to drive into the same grid slot.
This game, usually the longer we're looking at the same thing, the less it bodes well. I've now looked. I now know by heart everything about Ineos, Alpine, and Oracle. Now we have something else here.
There's the final car, finally done the formation lap. I think it almost took as long as if we did the thing whole, but we are about to get going. We want tires. Almost everybody on the medium tires, because you can choose whatever the hell you want now. Lights are still not doing the light thing. Tristan End has opted for the soft tires in P17. I can try to go there. Well, here he is on the soft tires, as you can see. We were waiting for someone who has now disconnected. Let's hope he can get an invite real soon, but we have started. We are underway. Let's see.
When Lucas gets a very good start of the line there, takes P1 immediately on the go and cuts Luke off there into turn 1. And he's in the lead now. Let's see what's happening further down here. We have some ghosting going on. People driving in each other.
Yeah, that's oh dear. That's 97SN's AI car who is ghosting, but I also think he's causing a lot of issues for people behind. Someone had contact with Tristan and friendly T-Rex has spun the car. Tristan and is now 3 seconds back. Doesn't seem to have wing damage. Is there a safety car? I see people leaving and stuff. Yeah.
We have a safety car. I wonder if it's a VSC or an actual safety car. I just see yellow flags in sector 1, 2 and 3.
That's friendly T-Rex who managed to spin the car again. 97SN has rejoined the game. He's still in P8, and since he was ghosting the whole time, I think he also has an intact car. So that would be good for him if he can. Well, he still lost some positions, but at least still up there. AI car is driving very close to Jeffrey. And we have now green again.
I agree, so it was just a VSC, I guess, from the debris that was caused there by some contact there in turn 3, I believe. Tristan End was certainly spun around for a moment. He's back in the back of the queue again, though. Ooh, as Luke is having a look on the inside there of Lucas. Luke and Lucas going at it. When we have a spin again, there's a Haas that's gonna round. That's face diver. Face dove straight into that. Oh my god, I need to stop doing these bad puns, speaker. That's what he did.
Never stop.
He face dove into that wall. Now he has no front wing, unfortunately.
And that's someone else who also did the same thing. That's WD DWY, who are also missing a part of his front wing now. Lucas, as you said, almost got past in turn 1 with top 3 still as they were. Well, not how they started. Ooh, that's Lindevinkia almost overdoes it on the throttle. Very important traction zone, but just very much double slipstream in the
Yeah, all three of them know as well that why would you use ERS? Where are you gonna go from here? Lucas actually, without ERS, even catching Lucas here on the end of the back straight, here he's gonna go for a move down the inside there, and there's the Mercedes as well having a look if he can join the party there. I don't think he's gonna have the exit though, which he does not. If there's gonna be more fighting up ahead, he might be interested in getting himself involved. He is using the ERS as well, looks for the inside there as the Ferrari is forced to take the outside, gets blocked a bit in the braking as well there by Luke, can't brake as deep, but he's still insisting on keeping that second place and keeps his Ferrari in front still there in P2.
fight behind as well between Rico and Shiptopia, who, because the guys ahead are fighting, are within DRS again. Tire top 7 now again within the DRS. They had top 3 had broken it briefly, but now as they come to the end of this lap, they will all have it. There will be fighting into turn 1. Although I don't think there's really a chance that they can hold it. Although Luke is now in P1, and he appeared to be slightly faster in quali, so maybe he'll have an easier time getting more of a cushion before that home straight.
No, we have DRS
now though, so it will be very hard to break it. You instantly see why you get it like at all the good parts of the track whenever you need it, and twice here, so you're always super close. Like if you're smart enough to stay behind them.
Oh, here comes Blindevinci as well. He was using ERS a lot there behind that Ferrari, and he was catching, and he had a look there on the inside and can't get the exit once again on the inside. Outside line, if you can keep the car ahead, is usually better through there. That Ferrari, see,
that's a double move, but then again, Lucas had to react to what Luke was doing as well. Ferrari and Mercedes going side by side. Lindevinkia has that for now. So they had a whole DRS train there, entire top 7 as said, within DRS range of each other. Everybody on the medium tires. Tristan and managed to get up to P11 on his softs. 2 people already stopped for softs further back, who are at the moment very sorry for them, not really in contention for anything anymore, unless there is a safety car, which though isn't a very likely occurrence on this track, since if you crash here there's a very high chance your car is in fact on the track.
Yeah, and quite totaled as well with these speeds. And Lucas doesn't. I think he's chosen a setup that just doesn't have the top speed. Earlier as well, he was having the DRS, he was using ERS. Still, the Mercedes behind him was just creeping up on him, and he got challenged into turn 1 because of it. Now as well on the straights, he's just not catching at all, really.
Don't use the T-cam too much. There's some beautiful shots with the heli-cam if you are lucky enough to get them. So I'm now just following a McLaren with a broken wing. Marijn just had an issue. He's now driving to the pits. And there's some switching around. Jeffrey and 69, 97, not 69. 97 SN are having a squabble. They did break DRS again between Rico and Jeffrey. DWY has a 3-second time penalty, and the top 4 is still really close. Yeah. I think Luke has a really low wings actually compared to
he definitely has low wings. I think Blindevinkia, well, he's also not in the high downforce, and I just think Lucas has brought something with quite a bit of downforce to this track here. Does seem to gain in the corners there, but on the straight again when Blindevinkia gets the DRS as well, he just
Look at Luke's
falling.
ERS though.
He's not had to use that much of it at all.
Behind him, they're constantly using it, and he's straight. I think this is a particularly hard circuit. ERS, ooh, that's when you think he will go fast though, but if he, ooh, that's a bad exit. Like, he won't have it now, yeah? This will be the typical Verstappen Leclerc all over again, because you just don't overtake before the last corner. There's just no way. And probably Luke didn't have. He used a bit. That's a Red Bull DWY. It's hard for me to say. In the wall, and that's a VSC or a safety car.
So it seems to be a safety car. That's it's coming out of the pitch there.
It says safety car as well on the boards. It's very annoying that it doesn't tell top left. It says yellow flag everywhere, which is fair enough. It doesn't have to mean a safety car. And the WY was in fact not yet retired. He has now been disqualified for parking in a dangerous location, which that definitely was.
Is this gonna change anything with strategy? Would you go for hards if you were one of the medium runners? I think I would. If the hards could go to the end.
I'd be very annoyed that I didn't start on the softs, but
I believe the hard tire around this track isn't that useless, to be honest, and you know, saving a pit stop is always saving a pit stop on a track where you're full throttling it so much of the time.
But the thing is, it's always if you're in B1, it's not easy to because if you pit and no one else pits, it'll be B30. B12.
Let's see here, the Red Bull is coming in, so is the Mercedes, and so is the Ferrari.
Everybody pitting. Will there be people who think, nope, probably not. Chances are high of another safety car though, so it's not that bad, that weird of a gamble to make. Ooh, and there's everybody crashing into each other on the pit entry.
The only one who's not gonna be pitting now is Tristan End, who has in fact pitted for the hards. He's on the outlap of it right now.
We'll pass quite a few people then.
We'll pass some people, I think, at least. I think he's free of the delta now, it seems, at least. And there he is, just in front of Hecky there into P9. Well, considering he was quite far away with the spin at the start and whatnot, that's not a bad place to be for him.
I don't think people were lapped yet. Maybe friendly T-Rex. No, he just got past the safety car before it got caught, so he will be able to go to the back of the pack if he can get there in time, but at least he has no delta now.
There has been a change of positions in the pitch though. Rico and Lucas have changed positions. Lucas must have had quite a bad pit stop there too, or I don't think he had a wing change, because then he would have fallen even further behind. I think must have just done the timings wrong, maybe, with releasing and such.
Yeah, it can cost you a second easily. That is enough for someone who's in the second as well. Obviously. Oh yeah, but Luke and Lindevink is still in P1 too. As seems to be able to follow with the DRS relatively well. Pepsi, 8, Tristan and did make that pit stop early. Didn't. It's weird, right? You don't gain time by pitting before the safety car. How does that work?
Good question. Any other questions?
Yeah, maybe he didn't have to do the delta very long. Maybe the delta is relatively fast on this track.
The only thing I can think of, because the safety car came pretty much when the leaders were in turn 1, he would have had time to go in.
During.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
during their delta, and when the leader caught up to the safety car, he would have obviously lost the delta, and was then able to drive without a delta for a bit longer than everyone else.
Probably what happened. Now he's doing some proper full fuel burning strats by not shifting up from gear 2, but 4 engine.
This is a bug I haven't noticed right now, which used to be a thing at the start of this game.
The
Has
sound.
to be, yeah, when they are in low gears and going on the throttle, it doesn't immediately full rev it for no reason. It was a thing before, like a month ago, a month and a half ago.
The RPM glitch has been a thing since the start of this series.
Yeah, but this was sort of different, a
Yeah, no,
different
different,
RPM
but
glitch.
they have a new one every year, like a new
Uh,
variation on it as well.
yeah,
In
but
addition to the
this
core.
one was literally like if you even if you were not full throttling in actuality, the game would make it look like for you as a spectator that he's full throttling and spinning his wheels as well. It would leave the tire marks on the track and everything.
Yeah, I made a
But
video
you,
and then I had a good laugh about it with Dragon, but they seem to have fixed it.
I seem to have fixed that, and I'm happy about it because it was annoying to look at everyone just sliding when they actually weren't sliding.
Yeah, exactly. The game also thought, yeah, well, they have to be spinning their wheels. So.
Exactly.
Safety car going on for another lap. This has to be the last one though. The field is very much backed up. The car has already been despawned. Well, the car that passed it wasn't even in the tire. It got disqualified. And everybody on the hard tires. Ace Diver on the oldest hard tires. Not sure why he wouldn't have pitted though.
I mean, I'm sure mediums could go to the end from here. I mean, he started, I suppose, on the mediums. He's gone on to hards. On the mediums again, maybe.
I'm surprised not one of the bottom 5 have thought, well, let's go mediums then if the safety car doesn't come in.
Yeah, me too. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the mediums are trash and will not last at all. But, my understanding would be that they will last for 16 laps.
Not last. It looks like they are Ace Diver already 6 laps in. At that point, sure,
Don't you worry, guys. Me and Vikas, well, the league, me and Vika are taking part in starting tomorrow, so we'll know better next time. Will be less speculation next time.
We drive this tomorrow?
I don't think we drive it. What's the first track? I don't know.
Probably.
Let me have a look, shall I? So we're also having the restart.
Having the restart, safety car is driving off almost into the pit, and I think we are very shortly gonna be on the way. This is a very nice camera shot. I like that it stays in one plate, but this is what we want to see. Luke going for it again, restarting the race on lap 10, and we're done watching cars have a little break, and we're back to motor racing.
We went motor racing as the Ferrari of Lucas and Rico there. Swapping places, Rico having some issues, losing another one there to 97 SN, and Jeffrey also having a look there. Doesn't make anything of it, although Rico's taking lines where he could. He could maybe do something. We have a McLaren Marine. Is that correct?
Marine, yes.
Yes, very good. I'm learning. He's
You're
had a
learning.
spin.
Unfortunate. He'll hope for another safety car. No, I don't, because I find them boring. Although after the safety car, everybody close together is not boring. So yeah, you win some, you lose some. There's already 2 DRS gaps in the top 6. Before 97 SN is not within a second. Lucas also doing the DRS. Everybody, they are burning. There's another virtual safety car now. That's
Yes, yeah, I suppose, yeah.
I think Hecky has had an issue because he's now right down there with Marijn. So, and he has also no front wing.
Look, GDI, he was at the start pulling off.
He used a lot of
quite
ERS
a good gap
as well.
there.
Yeah.
He's used quite a bit of ERS. I mean, we saw him earlier when the guys behind had DRS and slipstream. They were able to keep behind him, or he was able to keep behind them without using any ERS. Now is the perfect chance. Well, he's not gonna want this VSC to stay out for too long, because every second is a second where he can't pull a gap without the DRS.
Exactly. And also time for everybody behind him to charge their ERS again. Well, for himself as well, I guess. And they are driving like they are thinking. And it was stopping. Phase Dive has a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC. I think he is the only one. Yes, he is. They are going again. Duke has managed to keep the gap at around a second on the restart, but Lindevinke is now burning all his ERS, as is Duke, by the way. They are very much at this point trying to break that DRS before it's there.
Oh! Lindevinke's tapped the wall there. He had his car bottomed out there on the curb and he slid into the wall. I'm surprised if he doesn't have any damage from that. The end plates seem fine to me. Might have.
That is the gap
just
though.
been.
That's very. Yeah, that's him in the wall, spun around. That's certainly damage. And DRS is enabled. Says race control. There's not another safety car. I hope very much. Rico
Shiptopia here.
Look. Jeffrey really quickly. Also Shiptopia as well on him. Very many cars close together here.
Fabsy as well having a look here on Shiptopia. Couldn't make anything of it though. Shiptopia got the exit out of turn 2 there and keeps his position there. Yeah, they all really had a look on each other there into turn 1 there. Rico and Jeffrey, Shiptopia on Rico, and Fabsy on Shiptopia.
I think the double or triple slipstream is still quite powerful. If there's a lot of cars close together, they will bunch up quite a bit at the end. It's a good straight. It's a nice corner before, nice traction zone. If you get the good exit, it will stay close, and they still do. Luke and Lucas have broken away quite significantly now with Lindevinke out of the picture, who has pitted for softs, which will probably not make it to the end of the race, but there might be another safety car which he might be counting on.
And Lucas has desperately been trying to get into that DRS. He was 1.8 seconds behind at one point. Now he's a tank of ERS later, 1.4 away. 1.5, you know, I mean, he is gaining in the corners. He definitely has more downforce, I'm pretty sure, as we have another. It's a safety car this time.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Lindevinke is out, yes, in sector 3. His car disappeared.
Probably one frustrated Vinke.
Yeah. Probably one frustrated Luke as well. He did the work to get out of that DRS, and now he's gonna have people right back in.
Now they can all pit for mediums. Although will they? Because the hards very much will make it to the end. And now it's a lot harder choice for Luke. Now it's the typical one. Because if he goes, people will think, yeah, I mean, I can go to the... Like, if Lucas thinks I stay out, more people might think I stay out. Then, but if Luke goes in, or Luke stays out, everybody will go in.
Yeah, it's the same sort of for Lucas as well, because if Luke goes in and Lucas decides, I'm gonna keep the field out on the field, and he's gonna be at the back, but everyone behind Lucas goes in as well, then that's not good either. There's so many things.
Let's see what they do.
Considering those hard tires, they have maybe 2 actual race laps under them, rest of them safety car laps.
Will they go in? Luke does not go in, and Lucas also not going in.
Rico is going in, he's the first one out of the guys. Ship stays out, Fabsy stays out, Tristan goes in as well.
It's kind of a thing, like as long as you're in the majority, you're doing it right? Because, I mean, they might make up places because of the mediums, and well, Rico was P5, so
he did have wing damage to repair though, and he took softs, which should be okay for 10 laps, I'm sure.
Tristan on the mediums. Everybody else stayed out on those hards. Like, yeah. I mean, if ever, like, yeah, it's... I mean, if you're further down, it maybe makes more. Depends. It's all, yeah. It's difficult. If you're at the back, you should always pit. That's what I. Because yeah, if you don't lose anything,
you might as well.
New tires. You're at the front. It's hard. If more people did it, if everybody from P4 on did it, they would have got the other guys, stopped them from winning. And the safety car has now got the front of the pack. Face diver, nice camera shot. Face diver is almost caught up to the back. Still quite a bit to go, but he will get them fast, I think. We're back to warming those hard tires.
Right, excuse me as I was filling my bottle of water.
You are very much excused. We are now hopefully in the last lap of the safety car, enjoying the nice scenery that this game has to offer.
There's some nice scenery there. We have some cranes and some tall buildings, some palm trees, some lights, some different kinds of lights further away from the track. Some people, everything you'd want from a track.
Exactly. I like the lights. I like how they look. They look very much how they would look in real life. But you can see them very far, you know, going around. Also the other side of the track where you're not driving.
They reflect quite nicely off the cars as well. Cars are like shiny mirrors. But I don't know. Am I the only one, or am I are you having some sort of shimmering going on the actual track as well?
I think my mirroring on the car is also not that lighty, so I think.
One Dan had a Grosjean moment there. Or a Russell moment, I guess, because he's in the Williams.
I think Marijn hit him.
Must have been.
Oh, he's at the back now, probably not allowed to get back to his position. We don't get any race control messages. Well, we will see, I think, safety car coming in. And there it is, safety car in this lap.
Fondan also has wing damage, so he's gonna have to box. That's a bad timing for him to put the front wing into the wall.
It is. Let's see if Luke can get away again. But this time he won't make it for the safety car. Yes, Lucas now already knows what he's gonna try though, so there's that. Like if you're getting surprised by it and you let them get away a bit before you start using your ERS, then you're not slipstreaming enough, so like your ERS is worth less. Ooh. And that's Lucas very slow on the reaction. 97 has had to brake a bit. That's a proper sandwich there. Jeffrey going down the right and gets 2 places in the first corner. Lucas now back to P5, that's some more contact and he is in the wall. Very unfortunate for him, and he's now not ghosting right in the middle of that pack with wing damage. I think more people have had issues as well. As Rico now goes round the outside, inside. He's keeping the car controlled with half a front wing, but
There was some illegalities going on there on the restart, as we have with this year's regulations state that on the safety car restart you're not allowed to pull alongside somebody at all until the leader starts going. And we saw there at the restart, I don't remember, well, it was 97 SN, yeah, who was behind Lucas there on the restart. He was putting himself side by side, and as a result, Lucas was also pushing himself side by side with Luke there on the restart. So
yeah, but then you can. How can you know that that he won't go out the last corner? You know, like
you can't know, but until you see him going, you can't pull alongside him.
Yeah, that's true, I guess. Luke did get his gap now because of all the commotion behind him, and Jeffrey from P2 puts the car into the wall, breaks his nose, has to wait a bit, and is on his way again down in P14. So that's another driver who was driving in P2 who is now at the back. Lucas has now he's still driving with his broken front wing in P9. I think he's gonna try to salvage what he can. And Jeffrey gets a 3-second time penalty to lighten his mood.
And Lucas is in trouble. He has 2 medium runners behind him there, whilst he himself is having wing damage very slowly. Indeed, he goes through the corners. He's not gonna be keeping that position for long, no matter how much he moves about defending. I think Marain is just wasting his ERS at this point. I mean, Lucas is using his as well.
He's going so slow. That was probably wing damage for Marain.
Yeah, he has an end plate missing now. These are the dangers of having a guy on the track without any, well, with wing damage. He's gonna be.
They both have wing damage. Alain goes very far with the lockup. Rico sets the fastest lap of the race on his soft tires now, catching up to Lando's Milkman and well, the P3, 4, 5.
I think friendly T-Rex needs to give some position back there. He went for a dive on the inside and cut turn 2 as a result.
Did not get a penalty.
Did not get a penalty though. Maybe a warning, I don't know, but that's Lucas again, going so much slower than everyone else in the twisty sections. I think that's borderline dangerous to drive with.
Yeah. It makes the gap so big. Because people get held up very badly behind that.
They do, and many of them just gets caught off guard with how much Lucas has to lift in those corners. Face diver already tapped him a couple of times there.
Shiptopia working really hard to get in the DRS of 97 SN. He almost had it. He was a bit slower in the last corner. I think he's, yeah, even without using ERS, he is faster on the straights. He's running the lower wings. He's slower on the exits though. Quite a lot. 97 will have used a bit of this battery. Topsy now has the DRS, and so does Rico, who has a warning for cutting turn 1. And a penalty.
That's a shame for him.
Yeah, Topsy has one as well. Let's see. For all 3 seconds, the penalties we see on the screen now.
I mean, Rico is on there with soft tires. He could have been faring quite well there. Fabsy also has a 3-second time penalty at least with the recall. The soft tires could have been doing something, I think.
Rico seems to be faring quite well, but he is also using a lot of DRS, and he has done. He needs to charge that back up if he wants to have a good
And
charge.
another safety car.
Another safety car. What a glorious game. I think that was Rondan who was now also out of frustration, left the session after probably making a mistake or getting put on the wall. I don't want to judge before I know what happened. He left afterwards, and we have another safety car. So now we get another very interesting moment. What will they do? What won't they do? Well, 6 laps to go now. Well, 7 including this. This is almost done. Luke goes in the pits. Now they all go in the pits. Let's see if there's people not going in the pits. Yeah, Tristan is not going in the pits. He's on mediums. He goes up to P1 immediately. I think, and since everybody else goes in the pits, I think he doesn't have the buffer that you'd like of a few other cars behind you that also didn't pit.
He's straight under the jaws of the soft runners when we get going again. Yeah,
considering where he was, I think he made the right call.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're gonna have since, well,
maybe 1 or 2 safety car laps.
Yeah, we're gonna have probably 2 safety car laps. I doubt it's coming in at the end of this one.
I meant DRS laps.
Ah, I see, yes. I think we're gonna get racing again at the end of lap 21, so we'll have lap 22, 23, 24 and 25, so... Yeah, it should be... well, 2 laps, I guess, essentially, as on the 3rd lap it activates. Well, this is gonna be an interesting restart. We have a cork, we have a bottle, we have liquid inside it. A bottle of water.
A bottle of water, exactly. It will be very interesting. Also, yeah, depends. Like the first few laps there won't be DRS. So Tristan Ant has the chance, I guess, to use his ERS to defend quite well. At least not lose more than 2 positions if he just burns it all, I guess, on the main straight. And
I think most likely Tristan has a P4 on the cards after this.
Yeah, well, if he's still there with them when the DRS comes, then maybe, and he's in the train in P2 or P3, then he'll have a good chance of a podium. I think. Well, if he does, then he has a good chance. But we'll see how it will turn out.
He also just has to try and not waste all his ERS on these DRS-less laps. This is the time he needs to try and be conservative with it, because I disagree. If he's out of ERS when the DRS opens, everybody behind him will up to P4. I'm quite certain is just gonna ERS pass him. The mistake he can do here is to try and defend too much with the ERS when the guys behind don't even have DRS yet.
Yeah, but if they start passing him already, then because they will have to slipstream, but he won't, and they will be close to him in general because they'll be faster.
So I don't have to see, but it's just
I think
I've seen it happen too many times on this track whereas it looks like someone is gonna be able to keep it, but he runs out of ERS from the lead at the end, and then 3 people passes him at the end of the last DRS in the final corner. That's just a long DRS straight where so many passes can happen at once.
Yeah, it's true. I would use a lot. Not enough on the restart, but I guess you can do the restart smart, but on the lap after I would use it a lot, because I think if everybody uses it behind you and you try to conserve, you can also lose 3 positions in one straight. And then they'll have DRS in front of you, so you'll never get it back.
I think I wouldn't use ERS in a way to try and get away. Looks like we're gonna have another safety car lap though. But what I would try to do is to just I wouldn't mind if, well, yeah. I would just do enough that with light defending I can keep my position. There's no way I'm gonna make any gaps anyway, so might as well defend instead of using ERS. Until the DRS comes. But by the looks of it, we're just gonna have 1 lap of DRS then. And we still have some guys catching up to the queue, I guess, so...
It's very good for Tristan and this extra lap of safety car.
Yeah, certainly. It's gonna be exciting to see what's gonna happen here.
It is.
Many things can happen.
Most of them won't go.
That's true.
Also friendly T-Rex in P10 on the mediums instead of the softs.
But we could see a man on the moon here, who knows? It's McBlairk. I'm sure not a driver that's supposed to be here, but that doesn't matter. He's too late to the party.
Can see the end. Oh, he's already left. He doesn't want to see an epic last 3 laps.
You don't know what he's missing. Yes, we're entering sector 3, I'm sure. We should have already done that, maybe. I don't know where the safety car, there it goes.
There it goes. That's Tristan and now the safety car.
What I like doing on the restarts here, if I'm leading, I take a very wide line into the final corner. I cut quite sharply in a way where I'm sort of hitting the apex very late.
So they have to brake for you.
Yeah, they sort of... I can full throttle it before the apex already. They can't do it because there's no space to go there. Yeah, I don't know.
Went as late as possible, but he did really well. He had quite the gap. No dangerous things in turn 1. There's some fighting going on. Friendly T-Rex and Lucas and Face Diver. Ooh, and that's friendly T-Rex into the wall and broke his wheel, and that's him out of the race. And luckily in the last 3 laps there can't come a safety car. So we've got that protection at least, so we can get on with it. Tristan and still in P1. A lot more people now got penalties that I think did not have penalties before. At least 97 SN, or They changed positions. No, there's more penalties
So
now than there were.
some of them got penalties for ignoring yellow flag. I saw Jeffrey there. He had an issue at the restart, so he's dropped down to 12th. I'm sure he was causing the yellow flag on the restart, and everyone would have, well, most of them would have passed him. And I suppose the game just thought, oh, they passed under yellow flag.
I see 2 5-second penalties for 97 SN and Shiptopia, so probably those are it.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain they might get removed, as Luke is very close to Tristan, and he had such a good run through that corner there. Better than Tristan.
Tiny hit with the wall behind them, but I think he's still in a good shape. That's Luke going around the outside on the soft tires. Tristan and burning all the ERS, as is Luke.
They are equal on ERS still.
They are.
Tristan,
late break for Luke. That's him into P1.
There's 97 SN as well, snipping about one. I'm sure 97 SN is gonna have his penalty removed, so I'm fairly certain this is still for position what he's doing here, and I think if it's as easy as Luke made it look like, and the easy being burning half a tank of ERS. I'm sure 97 SN he did lose some time.
Yeah, he made a tiny mistake there in that S section. Luke though still not broken the DRS. Tristan and using his battery to stay with him.
He's gonna need that DRS for the final lap if he wants to have any chance of surviving the attack from behind, but he's just looking worse and worse now, and he still have some corners to go before he actually will get some DRS. He goes wide there again, not a very good run through there, and loses time now. But looks be under attack from 97 SN here as well.
Losing it all, I think he will have it. He will have it, and he has some ERS left in the tank for the.
There's no DRS yet.
There's no DRS yet. There's no DRS yet, so he's good now, I think. Although 97 SN is using all of his. Tristan then goes defensive. Ooh, that's around the out. Not later on the brakes. 97 SN now got a 3-second time penalty for going off track. It's really tight for both of them. They're burning it. I think Luke has now easily got this because of this fight for P2, and Tristan has it for now.
I'm fairly certain that penalty is also removable for 97. Tristan gave him quite a few wheel-to-wheel taps, sort of pushing him off track in turn 1 and turn 3 there.
Yeah, but that's I find those hard, because that's like the Monza Max Verstappen Hamilton thing, as Tristan then makes a mistake, and now 97 then is back again. So if he gets those removed, he will get P2 as it stands. But like, if you go around the outside in a corner like that, and you're not alongside like totally, then you should back out. Like, you should cut it, but you don't do it in this game.
Yeah, in that sense, but in these both of these situations, 97 was front wheel to front wheel into those corners. Well, even a bit ahead into turn 3, and Tristan and just think went a bit too hard in there, giving him a tap as well. But I'm sure 97 doesn't really care. He's ahead now. We come through the final corner.
All of them together though. Lando, Pepsi also fighting behind them. Pepsi has a penalty as well. I don't know if that will be removable, but Luke has won the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Tristan, and with the very good choice of staying out. Well, it all fell. Well, he was the only one in the position to do so. I think it all fell very nicely into his lap, but he made it work and got into P2. Lando's got P3, completing the podium, and Lucas, after making that mistake in the middle of the race, fought back to P4. Very tough race. Even despite the 3 safety cars and 2 virtual safety cars. I do hope though that we won't have that many safety cars next race. Tristan gets the driver of the day. made up the most positions.
Yeah, some proper arm twisting there with some guys in the race for sure. It was very interesting to see, and quite clean racing, most of it what we saw today as well. So
Yeah, it's a difficult track. Yeah, it's all yeah. On normal tracks, I don't think you get those many safety cars. It's easy track to spin into the S's. Also, a bit more in this game than it was before. Very sensitive on the throttle, and there they are. Look, Tristan and who got P3? I'll just go check. Who was that? Lando's Milkman. Was that? That's your podium. Let's scroll through this so everybody has it for the records. Luke also got the fastest lap as well, so I don't know if they do a point for fastest lap. Or we do, I guess, but I don't know. But if we do, then he gets it, and he has the perfect weekend. Although he didn't. He did get pole as well, so that's pole, a win, and fastest lap for Luke GDI. That's what you want to see. I'm almost afraid to ask, but who won last week? That's also something interesting to know, and I'd also very much like the music in this game, and we even get to keep it when I tap out. Let's see if there's any people maybe who want an interview after that, and otherwise I just want to see who won the first race. That was Blinde Vinkje, and he's a reserve. Luke got P2 and Lando's Milkman P3, so Lando's Milkman got P3 again. He's doing good business, as does Luke. Tristan and got P4 P5 I guess last race. Lots of the same names that we saw do well today did well last week. And Tristan and is in the waiting for interview. I have an interview screen, by the way, so let's put that up as well. Look at Martin Brundle with the CFR microphone. Hello, Tristan, and that was a
Hello, Bika. Hello, Janti.
that was a very good. Well, it fell into your lap a bit at the
Yeah,
end.
it fell into my hand.
With the safety car, but you did stay out on the mediums, fighting people who were on fresh softs, and you did very well for yourself, staying in P2. Or did you think a win was on the table?
Luke was so fast, I couldn't get him. Of course.
Yeah, he was well. Really,
Yeah, he already had the pace margin over the rest. So
yeah, exactly. Like before, I think he was getting really annoyed because every time he was breaking the DRS to everyone, and then they got the safety car again, and he had to do it all over again. But he managed every time, and
I tried to not give it for free.
you did really well. It was a nice fight to watch.
Yeah, nice side to side also with 97 SN.
Oh yeah, in turn 1, 2, 3, that was some nice fighting indeed. Let's see. And last week you got I just checked P5.
Yeah, it should have been P3, but spun out on the final lap.
Oh dear, that's not a way to get a podium, that's for sure. But you made up for that today, and next week in Australia you're gonna do well.
I hope so.
Oh yeah, I hope so for you too. It's a nice track. It's way better now because now they fixed it, and the stupidest chicane of the track is finally gone, and we have a new straight. I like it. I'm looking forward to seeing it next week. But
yeah, only that that corner after you have the chicane, and then if you the fast left right-hander, and then that more braking zone, that one is quite annoying.
The right-hander after the.
Yeah, no, you have to, that left, that's fast left right, and then the right-hander after that one. And that's after the TRS straight.
Yeah.
That wasn't the DRS straight earlier.
Wasn't it? It has been.
Yeah, and it earlier. I mean, like I think in 2016, 17.
Huh. Yeah, yeah. Well, we're talking about the same one. Yeah, they changed that corner as well.
Yeah.
I haven't really raced it enough to be annoyed by that corner yet, but I did like very much that the other annoying corner was finally gone. So yeah, I and because of that we get, I think, closer racing there through that fast left right hander as well, and onto the DRS straight. So I think we're gonna get a good race next week again.
I hope so.
Well, thank you very much for talking to us. Congrats on P2, and
Yeah, thank you guys very much for streaming again.
very welcome.
Congrats, well done, and no problem.
Let's get Landos in here.
Yeah. See you next week.
Yes, you too. Good evening, Landos.
Oh. Hello?
Hello.
Explosion and destruction as he enters.
Yes.
I think.
Shut the door. Good evening, gentlemen.
I think it's shut. Good evening. P3, you're happy? You're a happy man?
Yeah, I'm happy after that one.
Yeah. It's a good race
Nice.
for a lot of people, or that like, I think got in the end a lot higher than they expected, but also some people who missed out and made some other people like you very happy.
Yeah. I basically just... I spent most of it trying not to hit the guy in front.
It's very smart
Just
thing to do.
try and survive, because everybody else sort of spun.
Yes.
I must have gained 4 positions from people spinning or something.
Yeah, people were spinning left, right, and center.
That was a big theme today. We did see
Ah.
both in qualifying and in the race. There was what's. I mean, I have to say I haven't really driven that track. Is the setup that you have to put it really on the edge with the rear end? And I got the impression
Yeah,
from these cars that the rear end is very sticky this year. But I don't know.
this one is different because the corners are sort of... You have to accelerate through the corner, especially on the fast one on the back towards the back straight.
Yeah.
So you end up if you go a little bit too much on the throttle, the rear end just goes and you spin.
Oh dear.
So-
Yeah, I see.
Yeah,
Also, the tire temperatures are quite high on the rear.
yeah, but I guess that would be fixable with the setup, but then it's slow, I guess.
It's one of those tracks where you can't push very hard because if you can, but it doesn't feel like you can. You feel like you're driving. You feel like you're trying to survive every lap.
Yeah, well,
Because if you try and push too much, it just goes.
I already had that last year on this track. It's a
Yeah.
hard one, but indeed, it's also the tire temperature thing I can really understand. Also because people were it's like if you do the lines right, the righter you do the lines, the less you hurt the tires, I guess. So the more,
Yeah.
like if you make a mistake, you have to turn more than you want, like make more abrupt movements, and then it
Especially-
only makes matters worse.
Yeah, especially when you're behind another car who's going slower, you have to take various lines that are all over the place.
Yeah.
I was stuck behind that Will guy for a while.
Yeah, now we've seen a lot of people with front wing damage as well going through the S sections. Like Lucas also had front wing damage at one point. I think he got up to P4 at the end, but yeah, it looked
Yeah.
really scary how slow he had to go through the S's, and people behind him just really got caught out
That's
by
the thing,
it.
innit?
Yeah.
And then there was pit lane shenanigans.
And yeah, what happened with the pit lane shenanigans?
I don't know. Everybody just stops on the pit entry.
Yeah, there's a harmonic
And
effect,
it was just-
right? Everybody knows
everybody-
this. You can like anticipate on it.
They should have just gone slower.
Everybody just wants to slam it into the pits, even though you're literally fighting no one, because everybody's going
Yeah.
into the pits. But
I was guilty of that, to be fair.
but yeah, I think the people who didn't do that also like
Tristan
he,
staying out.
Yeah, he stayed out. Yeah, he was in the position to do so. I don't think anybody else really was.
Like his tyre strategy was different to everyone else.
Yeah,
So he had fresh mediums, didn't he?
Yeah, yet Fred. No, well, there were 6 laps old, but I guess most of them would have been safety car laps because he put them on in the last safety car.
He started on softs.
He did start on softs, but I
Yeah,
think he pitted.
so he put
Like,
his.
I think he pitted twice. Still, like I think because he made a
yeah.
mistake at the start of the race, and then he must have pitted, and then there were 2 safety cars which made him caught up again, and then he pitted again
Yeah.
right before the last, which I wanted to ask him, which also I'm confused about because he literally gained by not pitting under the safety car. Although I guess maybe he was like early, like you had already passed the start finish, you guys, and then he got to pit as the safety car came out. I guess that's what happened.
Possibly. I don't know.
And then the next one, you got to stay out. But second P3 in a row. So you're gonna go on getting them podiums next week.
Yeah, just gonna get P3 every race, innit?
Think if you
Excellent.
get P3 every race, you might just
That's what
win, you might just win the championship.
That's what I did last season.
All the races.
Luke is a bit quicker and more consistent, so. But we'll see. It's quite long.
He didn't win last week.
Did he not?
No, Blinde Vinkje won last week. Or
Oh,
at
yeah.
least according to the thing.
Well, he was up there still, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was second. Yeah, but I think what I mean. I think it's track dependent. I think he was quite a bit ahead of the rest on this track. But
Yeah.
maybe not so much on others. Australia's really different track.
What's that next? Oh yeah. I'll tell you what. Gonna win Australia.
You're gonna win Australia?
Yeah.
Good.
Well, now,
We'll talk
What's
again
the-
next week then after.
what's the point of the race then if we already know?
We need to see who gets second.
I might be lying.
Well, I mean, Landos might just not have to race at all, and the race winner gets 18 points and so on.
Yeah.
Because we know the winner already.
Yes.
Yeah. I could be lying though.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, I don't believe you could be lying.
We'll see.
We'll see. Well, good luck at least. Very nice. The new updates, I think, on Australia. The most stupid corner on the track is gone. So where you always had to accelerate on that curb, which made you like
Oh yeah.
semi-die like 50% of the time, but you really had to do it. So that's gone. So and I think it will improve driving and also the flow of the track. So I'm very much looking forward to it next week. You're gonna win it, so good luck with winning it, and we'll talk to you after you won it again next week.
Awesome. Cheers.
Cheers. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye bye.
GG, bye.
GG bye. Alrighty. I like this new game because like even though I'm tapped out, I have like the game music in my ear now, and I know that I can like stream it because I'm literally playing the game, and I like the music. So that's one very nice thing that EA added. The Codemasters now gets to use the EA music library and not some generic stuff that we got to endure the last years.
Yeah, the previous game music's really got old very quickly.
Yeah, every time when there was like a new game, and for like 20 minutes I thought, a new song, this one's really cool, just because it was like some change. And then after one day it was like, this elevator music's getting old, man. But now we got actual music. Well, I think ending soon screen, yeah. That was it for this broadcast of the second race of this season of Checkered Flag Racing. I think season 6 of Checkered Flag Racing, the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Luke won, as you have seen. Thank you all very much for watching. I have been Bika and Yanti has been Yanti, and we have enjoyed very much doing this commentary for you. Next week we'll be back at the same time on the same channel with the Australian Grand Prix. So yeah, I'll tune in for that if you're interested in such things. Yeah, I think that's all I had to say. Do you have anything to add, Janti?
Exactamente.
Exactamente. Alrighty. Well, have a good evening, all, and we'll see you again
That's
next
the
week.
word of the week.
That's the word of the week. Exactamente. You've heard it here first, guys. See you all. Bye bye.
Bye bye.